Speak.
Oh, I fucking hate you so much. Welcome back, everybody. I'm John.
I'm Joe. We're from Hot and Cold, and today we're here to review 10 Cloverfield Lane. And I'm going to fuck this up because I already forgot what his name is.
You are such a dick.
Directed by Dan Trachtenberg, which is also his first movie.
Sick. Starring Mary Elizabeth Winstead, John Gallagher Jr., and of course, John Goodman.
Mm-hmm.
So now give us a quick synopsis. Quick, please.
Takes place in the world of Cloverfield, and it's about Mary Elizabeth. What's her name?
Michelle fucking...
Okay. Mary Elizabeth Winstead plays a character who just broke up with her boyfriend, and she's on the road to go somewhere away from him, and an accident happens, and she wakes up in her husband. And an accident happened, and she wakes up in a bunker that's owned by John Goodman, and he's pretty much like, the world is over, I saved you by bringing you here. And the movie's really creepy because the whole time she's trying to figure out if he's telling the truth or not, because he won't, he's not giving like solid information. And I mean, if you woke up in a bunker and someone's like, the world's over, like, would you really believe it?
Especially if you were just in a car accident.
Yeah. Alright, so what'd you think?
I thought the first 75% of that movie was awesome. Great movie. It was real, suspenseful, kind of, but it was eerie, real grim. John Goodman was a fucking weirdo,
Yeah.
He was like teetering between like clinically insane and like savior in a sense.
Yeah.
You can't grasp what the fuck's going on with him.
He's just such a good fucking actor.
Yeah. Mary Elizabeth Winstead, I mean, first off, she's hot, so, that was cool. But...
Could have been an ugly girl.
Seriously, totally would have killed the fucking movie. She did good, too. John Goodman's the one that really fucking stuck out, though. He was hitting it on fucking all points. He was just a fucking weirdo.
What about John Gallagher?
John Gallagher Jr., he was good. I wouldn't take his fucking performance, with a grain of salt. It was, they could have got any jerk off to do the same fucking thing, honestly.
He was literally like the third wheel. He was like the third wheel of the movie. Like, he was there, but, he was important, but not as important as the other two.
Music, real fucking eerie, every time some shit happened. The last 20 minutes, I fucking hated it. Alright, let me just say this. I wanted monsters in this movie because in the...
Spoiler. Oh my god. Spoiler alert.
I didn't spoil anything.
No.
I'm just stating that I wanted monsters to be in this movie. You don't know what's in the fucking movie.
Okay.
The original Cloverfield I thought was fucking terrible. J.J. Abrams should be fucking ashamed of himself for the fucking garbage he put out. You're fucking ridiculous. Luckily, this was nothing like that fucking movie. The last 20 minutes sucked. So, director, I'm sorry, but whatever you did in the last 20 minutes trying to give people what they wanted, some people didn't fucking want that. In this movie, you weren't sure if there really was monsters or if just John Goodman was really the fucking monster. He was just whacked out of his fucking mind. Last 20 minutes were fucking terrible. You're a dick for that. In this one, I just hated how it transitioned from the first 75 minutes of, them in that bunker doing and all this crazy shit happening to that last 20 minutes was just like they're throwing it in your fucking face. It made, to me, totally fucking bad on the planning side. It was completely unfucking necessary. If they were gonna do it, they should have done it in a more subtle fashion than the way they fucking did it, and it was fucking god awful. So, it was a good movie. Room temperature for me.
Okay.
That last 20 minutes just really fucking shut it down for me. And then the end, fucking...
I know. You're getting... Okay,
I'm sorry,
relax.
you
need to relax.
What do you think? What do you think?
Oh my god, even your fucking lizard's getting aggravated.
Fucking... What do you think?
Okay, the acting was phenomenal. Even from Emmett, John Gallagher Jr., it wasn't bad acting, it's just they didn't give him a lot more to do than what
Anyone
he had.
could just
John Goodman's just fantastic in everything he does, and, I know my girlfriend, one of her problems she had with the movie was she kept saying that he made her feel uncomfortable.
That was the point, though.
But that was, that's what I'm saying. That's the point, though. And
especially for females, that's what they...
Yeah, that's the point. And this movie does a great job of making you feel what the characters are feeling. Yeah. You feel like you're right there with them. The acting was great. The music, like you said, it was fantastic. You know, when things were hitting the fan, like, the music was great. The story, okay, now here's the thing, like, I really liked it. Now, see, from hearing a lot of these reviews, I realized that it was going to be, you're either going to love what they did or hate what they did. Now, what I think they did beautifully was they wanted to make a movie that didn't rely on the aliens, that just relied in the world. So, like, they gave you a movie with 80%, like, you don't need monsters to have a monster movie. Like, sometimes the monsters can be inside just a regular person. Like, you don't need tentacles to be a monster. But what I think they did was, it is taking place in a world, spoiler event, in a world where aliens have invaded. So what I think they did was, like, okay, we don't want to make it 50% humans and then the other 50%, like, them fighting aliens. Because then it's, like, two movies clashing. It's like what I said before. It's like, you know, so you're watching the Titanic, and then as it's sinking, Superman comes and saves everybody. It's just two movies that shouldn't be together, and that's what it would have been like if it was 50% in the bunker and then 50% in the outside world. But what they did was, like, you know, 85% of the movie was seriously just in the bunker, and then what they did was they gave us a little taste of what we all wanted. They were like, all right, we're not going to overload the movie with them because then it'll be like two opposites clashing. So we'll throw a little bit in there at the end. Now, granted, I don't like the way the way they looked. They were probably the worst looking aliens ever. It looked like a digital, like, I don't know. It wasn't a good looking
like
alien.
Independence Day looks fucking.
Yeah.
It was. Oh, man.
But I liked seeing them, and it wasn't too much. Like, it wasn't like 25, 30 minutes of just straight, nonstop, you know, fucking alien fighting fest. But it was, like, enough to, like, you see, like, a good 10 minutes of them, and you're like, okay, that's, you know, I got the little taste I wanted. And, like, you find out that, you know, spoiler alert, John Goodman wasn't fucking crazy. I like that. I just didn't like the way they looked. I thought some of the scenes dragged on a little bit. Like, they shoehorned a lot in there to give character development, like the backstories between Emmett and the girl, and, like, their regrets. Yeah. Like, things like that, like, I get why they did it, but I just feel like it dragged a little bit. But I'm going to give the movie a hot. I really think it deserved it. I loved what they did with the end.
Bottle of fucking scotch.
I thought it was...
All I got to say is a bottle of fucking scotch.
I thought the end was a perfect... Yeah, okay, that scene was a little unbelievable, too. But I thought it was a good balance. We got more of what we were supposed to expect and a little bit of what we wanted. And I thought that was a great balance. Yeah, I'm going to give this movie a hot. I think it definitely deserves it. I don't necessarily ever want to see a sequel. No. Because now you're just...
I don't even want to watch this again.
I'd watch this again. I'm probably going to buy it on DVD.
Absolutely not.
I just love the premise of the movie. It's like... A monster doesn't need, you know, like, tentacles and, like, teeth. Like, a monster could be anybody or anything. Alright, so, I'm hot. I think it deserved it. It really, in the end, it all depends on whether you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. There's no in-between, so I loved it. He hated it. Room temperature, hot.
I didn't hate it. Oh, I definitely fucking hated the last 20 minutes. But, like, the rest of the movie...
I feel like the rest of the movie should have, like, brought it up to a hot. Because it was just so good. The writing was so good.
No. It was just so fucking terrible.
You don't love it, you're gonna hate it.
The fucking writers should be ashamed of themselves with what they turned that fucking movie into. But anyway, so again, I'm John.
I'm Joe.
And
we're from Hot and Cold.
Catch you later.
Stay tuned for Batman vs Superman review. And unfortunately, Divergent.